The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I took up the world.
Yes. Welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man.
Yeah, mate.
He is the DB of the show, and we are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. Here, we're bringing you back inside the locker room with the topics in and around the game, and you know how we do. It makes you ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Well, we can't seem to, as Black men, stay out the topics in today's news. So we're going to talk about Mr. Paul Pierce. So if you've not been on Twitter, if you've been under a rock, Paul Pierce is been separated, I guess is the word that they would use, from the ESPN. What was the name of the show? The main show that he was on, The Countdown?
The Jump.
The Jump and The Countdown. I mean, He did both, right? So Game Time versus just regular stuff. And Fox Sport, First One Sports just said that he was out, if you haven't seen the video, smoking. They didn't clarify what. And he had some females that weren't just friends. So strippers, right? So he had the strippers out there. So people are giving their comments and feedbacks, and I guess that's the way we'll start, right?
There's a lot of feedback. I like the way you put that.
So people are definitely chiming in. I don't know if it's like people hate to see or love to see people fall, or if it's like Paul Pierce like deserve it, like he's pushing a lot of buttons and people like ready to like get their 7 laughs in, like Cat Williams used to say.
I think you're probably right. I think it's a little bit of both. I think people are always waiting for you to fall,
right.
But that person falling has gave us a lot of laughs over the years. So I think Paul Pierce being this person that is fallen is part of the reason why there's so many comments and thoughts and behind this incident.
Well, I guess I just want to give myself kudos because I started the show without laughing and giggling like your boy Shaq did, right?
Shaq didn't get a sense in.
Shaq couldn't say the man's name without getting his giggle on, like on live TV. Like he got his 7 chuckles in. Like he had to regain composure. We definitely gonna have to retweet that one. That was hilarious.
So what's your thoughts on it? Give me your expertise. What's your thoughts on the Paul Pierce situation?
Man, why? Mm-hmm. I think that's my first. Well, first I understand it, right? Like he's working for Disney.
Correct.
Right? I don't know the Disney movie where strippers have been in it yet, right? Like so that's where he missed that, right? Like because of course, if you analyze it, it's not bad, right? Like
it's not.
And I haven't seen like the full. I don't know how bad the video was, right? Like I've just seen the still clips. Like he has a drink, and I didn't see the smoking, right? That they say.
His eyes a little glazed.
Yeah, his eyes a little glazed because he's been sleepy.
He's tired.
Right. So he could have just been a little sleepy, a little tired, and he had female companionship.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that bad.
Y'all
get it.
Y'all from Turkeys? Yeah. Okay.
But the internet's going in on it, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the funniest ones was We's like, man, you bet it all for 415 views.
and honestly, so when I initially saw this, the first thing that just shocked me about the whole thing was that he only had 315 like views on that.
Views.
Granted, this was like in the middle of the night, but that was the first thing that I noticed was like, damn,
listen,
he ain't got no followers.
You're international superstar, so
you're the truth.
You're the truth.
You're the truth.
So you say, like, that's what it's been.
Your jersey about to go up in the Boston Garden.
Well, it's also getting retired somewhere else. I think he made it rain and they retired his jersey.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that's how you get to the Stripper Hall of Fame, I guess. But I want to know where it was at though. That's one thing that I didn't get. Did you get that?
I didn't.
Okay.
But that was before I was going to just completely get on his head.
Right.
That was one thing I was going to commend him for. because a lot of times some of these situations happens with athletes that you always be like, wow, why do you have to go out to the club? You who you are, just have the club come to you wherever you at. So this appeared to be in the basement, or I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but it looked like it was somewhere in the privacy of his own area, or safety of his own area. Okay. So I commend Paul Pierce for taking that step and that strategy. I just don't know if the execution.
That's what you're gonna go with, strategy?
I think the strategy was good. I think I don't know why he went lie, because I've heard this from Twitter.
Okay.
All right. So
source, citing your source. Look at that media journalism.
Not sure how accurate it is, but saw that, he had the young ladies, they could have been old ladies, but ladies.
Ladies.
Yeah. Sign an NDA and make sure they didn't have phones, but yet he went on live as well. So I don't know. That defeats the purpose a little bit, but
I mean,
what it is.
Social media is just driving everything, right? Like you have to,
and he knows that. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks like, somebody was like, "Look, man, you got a C- at your job right now." So and he's just like,
"You need to make a move."
Yeah, like we need to do something. Like and he's just like, "Whatever, I'm gonna go out like this." Like,
and that was a choice, right?
There's a part of me that really believes that, to be honest, because it doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, he's not the only one, right? A lot of people. It's so funny when you type in Google athletes and strippers. I'm surprised my computer didn't crash.
It goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand. Right. So much so that I didn't remember that Charles Barkley thanked strippers in his Hall of Fame speech.
That doesn't surprise me, but I didn't know that either.
Well, and I figured like he had some altercations, because he's had a couple altercations, right? Sure. Like we didn't know that he was friends with Steve Urkel in Arizona during the Super Bowl one year, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, please, because I have a lot of questions that just popped up from that.
As you should, right?
Leave it there.
As you should. Steve Urkel, Charles Barkley, Super Bowl in Arizona.
Yeah,
you definitely should have a lot of questions.
Sure.
But no, so he popped up, and I was like, I thought that's what was going to come up, but they were like, yeah, in his Hall of Fame speech, he thanked his friends and families and strippers. And they played a role. So I mean, I guess you got to give due where due credit is due, right?
I mean, he talks a whole lot about being, the leader of a franchise and carrying the weight of carrying a franchise as a franchise player on your shoulder. I'm sure there were some times that he just needed a stress relief, and maybe those
stress
were the times where he decided to go to those establishments
to free his mind, right?
Yeah, correct.
So. And I mean, I guess it's not offhand thinking people that mean something to you, because like Meta World Peace thanked his therapist after he won a championship.
Sure,
so it's like you have to give credit where credit's due.
You do.
And then
it takes a village.
It takes a village. Speaking of a village, so the Atlanta Gold Club trial.
Okay.
So Atlanta has, the Gold Club, gentleman's establishment, and there was an actual trial with Larry Johnson, Pat Ewing, Mutombo. No. He was like, yes, make it rain. But it was them and like several other athletes,
Okay.
They invested in this club and they were frequenting this club, and then it was getting charged for prostitution and money laundering. So
wow.
That's all it told. So if you guys want to go deeper into that, you are more than welcome to. But it just, athletes and strippers are synonymous. Why is that? If you were to put on your hat, right? Because I mean, we're all adults here. I've been to one of those establishments before, and like I only go for the food.
Food is good.
The food is good there. And like my brother from Texas, he always talks about like they would go to lunch at strip joints because they had great meals. You get a free steak, and the soda costs $15, right? But yeah, is it a part of, I'm trying to think of what things are a part of the game to where that's a natural essence. Is that something you get, once you get to go to the league? Are you around it? Because it's so prevalent.
Yeah. Jalen Rose has a term that's called champagning and campaigning.
Okay.
And I think that's just kind of a part of the culture, right? That's a lot of money that you've got. you obviously want to have a good time. You're young, you're an athlete. It's relaxing. So I mean, I guess that's just a fun thing to do.
My thing is,
I'm not gonna say I guess. There was a time where that was a fun thing to do. But I also would probably say is that, community outreach.
Helping them get through school, helping the education.
Whatever the case may be.
Helping the education.
It's just community work. Different way to use it. Do it.
So someone's got to do it, right?
Giving back to the community.
Giving back. And we all have jobs, right? Like, you can't shame the fry cook at McDonald's, right?
No.
So we talk about a different shake here. We ain't talking about the McFlurry here. All right. So other notable people. Did you hear about the Zach Randolph? You remember Zach Randolph's?
I do remember Zebo. I don't,
Zebo.
Don't remember
he had two big ones, but these are the ones that got caught, right? And like as you go back in time, it's not these camera phones, right? It's a little different. And this is how these cats keep getting busted, which goes back to your thing, right? Why don't you have it at home?
Correct.
Why don't you have it at your basement or whatever? You should have a boom boom room.
Yeah. Paul Pierce though.
You should have a boom boom room. Just don't go live. Like, why did you go live
for
man?
220 people?
So Zebo's was one. He got in a fight, right? So there's always that fighting element that happens in there. But so kind of you'll see some similarities here. He requested to time off because there was a death in the family. Okay. His girlfriend or whatever fiance had a death in the family, but he missed a game and was cited and saw in a strip club the night of their game. Back when he was playing with the Blazers. You remember that one? 2009, 7? Hold on. 2007.
Now, this wasn't, obviously, it probably wasn't during the game, but it was like.
It doesn't matter what time.
It's stress relief, man. There's a lot.
He didn't play. So you're saying it's acceptable. So like, okay, hard day, someone passes, it's a funeral, and you're like, you know what, man? Like instead of going to therapy, you know what I'm saying? I go to Spearmint Rhino or I go to Sapphires.
I mean, we all have different ways of coping with things.
Absolutely we do. And we need to do those things to keep our sanity, right? So okay, I'll take that logic. I'll take that. So anyway, Lou got the same thing, right? He left for COVID and he got caught getting chicken wings.
Yeah.
But like, I feel Lou because the food is good.
Yeah, it is good. Lemon pepper Lou.
Lemon pepper Lou got busted. I mean, some other ones, Odom. He found, I mean, he took it a level above strippers. He's found in a brothel. Damn near lost it, gave his life up, and but he's also he got his jersey retired in Minnesota for he dropped almost 7,000 on a stripper named Jasmine.
That's kind of the interesting part to me.
Okay. Jasmine?
Not Jasmine.
Okay.
Jasmine, shout out to you for that great night, that great performance that you had.
Obviously it was an MVP performance. Obviously.
Flu game. But that's the most interesting part to me, is just kind of all the random cities. Like, okay, I can understand Atlanta. I can understand, well, I know Fayetteville, North Carolina, that's also top of the line.
There's North Carolina, Sugar Bears, and anyway, continue.
But yeah, there's some cities where, like, okay, I get it. Las Vegas,
Atlanta, Houston, right? Or Texas, we'll say, right?
Yeah, okay, I get it. But Minnesota? That's interesting.
And then of course we have a collection of events that happened in Las Vegas. So Pac-Man Jones, right?
Yeah,
that's the one, right? Like that's when it just really got bad. Like people lost their lives, I think, right?
Pac-Man.
Like, Pac-Man. And that wasn't his first incident. And it all started from him making it rain. And that's when I think Making It Rain almost got outlawed from clubs. Like he almost messed it up for everybody. Making It Rain. And then of course Floyd is another.
Godly,
you forgot. You didn't even think about.
No, I just thought there was another FL that you was about to say.
Who are you going with? Uh-oh.
Stupid. Not an athlete. Okay. But I just thought you about like Flavor. Yeah. Man,
Flavor be throwing up nickels, man. If he is in the strip club, he is not making it rain. He is seriously making it hell.
Oh God.
Hey, like, have you not seen him yet since you've been here?
I have seen him.
Okay, because he's he's like a Vegas local
Yeah, he was playing craps one time I saw him.
at South Point, right?
No. This was is it the Green Valley? No, it was South Point. It was South Point.
Absolutely.
It was definitely South Point.
Definitely South Point, man. Did he have all them keys around his neck, man?
Clock, whatever he
Clock
had,
or whatever it was.
whatever
right?
it was, it was still there.
What do you say? He was on brand. He's definitely on brand.
Definitely.
But no, Floyd. So Floyd's had many incidents, whether it's
Sure.
private, whether it's in clubs, strip clubs, yada, yada, to the fact that, you know, doing I was about to say the Lord's work. Lord, forgive me. Doing the community's work. He opened his own spot up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I've not been there yet.
Called it some collection. What is it?
It's a girl collection.
Girl collection.
Yeah. So I've heard various stories about
I have as well.
where that is on the food chain, but I haven't had a chance to.
Right.
So if you've ever been to,
Let me know the scouting
let
report
us,
where
yes,
you have who's there.
and I don't hear too many celebrities or people going there, right? Like it's the main three, you know, that you hear people coming from. So, all right. So here's one. Who replaces him on he's on the two shows. What's the one that he does that's the Daily Show? Not that one.
The Jump? Not the jump.
Not the Jump, because they rotate people through that,
Mhm.
you know, depending on time and things like that.
You talking about like the pregame and
The
stuff?
pregame. Who replaces him on Countdown? And they've had like a little bit of because didn't the old girl, the white lady, she ran into some issues and she got.
It seemed like they have a rotation of people every year
Mhm.
for that pregame show. I think they're trying to catch whatever TNT has, and they can't duplicate.
You can't duplicate that,
right?
man.
So they got to find their own way.
And plus, they don't fire Charles for what Charles does. So
no.
So either you have to,
But Charles is not on Twitter either or IG. He's not doing anything live. So whatever he does off the camera,
he's good.
He's good.
So who would you think? Because like Maria Taylor, right, is the new addition or is picked up. She just, I don't know where she came from, boy.
The hardest working woman in at ESPN.
She does basketball, football, college, game day. she was
doing pro day coverage on the same day. Was talking about the women's Final Four, and then was back doing the NBA pregame. I was like, gee,
yeah. Then doing after game interviews. So she's definitely a mainstay in that group.
Yep.
And then they added Jalen. I like Jalen's on there.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. And speaking of Jalen, like Paul Pierce hasn't been right since Jalen read him. Because that shit was funny. Where what was the comparison to? Oh, your twin.
What? Well, Paul Pierce was adamant that he's better than Dwayne Wade. Yeah, his career is better than Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, and then he just went down and ran. I'm like,
yeah.
And then the old girl's like, hold on, 3 is better than none, right? Beating him. But yeah, anybody just off the top, do you have who you think should replace him?
I know. I like off the top of my head here, Richard Jefferson has a safe kind of comedy about him. That's kind of funny,
where people can throw shots at him and he'll take them. But he
has a funny way of just kind of laughing things off, but also throwing shade at people. So
right,
it would be interesting to see his chemistry on a constant with Jalen Rose. Kendrick Perkins is getting to the point where he just wants to join Paul Pierce, whatever Paul Pierce is doing now. So Kendrick Perkins just goes off.
Right.
He went off recently on an ESPN post. I'm like, yo, that's the nest egg. You want to just talk about? But anyway, so I don't think I think it's Richard Jefferson. That would be off the top of my head.
That's good. And speaking of nest egg, I mean, it was reported. I think it was Hoop Hype said he was making like 1.5.
Who?
Paul.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you thought Perkins?
No.
I thought.
I guess
1.5. I mean, what, you think that's high?
No, I think it's relative to
him, to the skill set, to the talent level. That's cool.
No, I don't even know if it's the talent level. I just think maybe that's what the going rate is for ex-athlete to have those roles.
Yeah, I think certain people are a little different, right? Like
I would agree.
I mean, that ain't what Tony Romo's getting. and he ain't working as hard. My man works 8 months.
Tony Romo is the best in the business. I would argue that Paul Pierce is not. Tony Romo's level when it comes to.
I think that's a safe argument.
Yeah,
I think that's a safe argument.
Yep.
All right, man. And kind of wrapping this up, man. What's next? Don't laugh, man. That was a serious question. What's next? You shacked him on that one, man. And you didn't even say his name. What's next? You're still laughing.
I mean, according to he said there's some things up the sleeve. I'll save that for you, but
no, he just was like, the truth will set you free.
Yeah,
I don't know what truth was
big
happening.
Things. It was also interesting about what happened that night. Was obviously was like, I don't know, 2-3 in the morning when he went on live.
Okay,
but then the following day or longer in the day, he just kind of tweeted out "Good morning," and it was like 3 p.m. So I don't know. He had a great time that night.
He had to.
Hope everything is good at home. Hope he can lay his head in peace. But
is he married?
Yeah, from I don't know.
Hey,
we'll leave that.
Hey.
Hope all is well, man.
Right, you like it, I love it.
Yeah, praying for you, bro.
Praying for you.
But yeah, I'm to me, it seems like he has something else coming up. He just was like, yeah, I'm gonna go out like this, and then
I don't think that's, which brings back your point earlier, makes amazing sense, right? Like, hey, you need to do something, man. And he did something because he's getting offers. So we both read, what was the one that the soda one? Hey, hey, if they want to, he wants to do is it Cam? Is that what it is? Cam Soda?
Yeah.
And Cam Soda wants him to host an NBA show, doing the same thing he did that night.
He said big things is coming. So,
hey, well, they offered him 6 figures.
Maybe.
The other one I saw, and I don't know if you saw this or other, because we're going to get off of Cam's, because Cam Soda. What's the company? Did you read the company's background?
I did not.
So Cam Soda is a internet webcam, and they are pro women and entertainers and strippers. So they want him to host an NBA show where he would be doing a live analysis of a game or whatever with ladies dancing and doing the same thing they were doing in his video. That's the premise.
You know what? Honestly, man, there's no disrespect. If that's what he wants to go. I'm not a huge Paul Pierce fan as far as his NBA skill, but come on, you're better than that, Paul.
Is he though? I'm just asking though. Is because I mean
you're the truth, man. You better than that.
But is he the truth? Because he lied. Like we still don't know why he had to get carried off the wheelchair and he come back.
He said
he boo-boo.
Yeah.
He said he had to have prayer meeting. So, but come on, man. Like there's other ways to handle that, right? I don't know. All right, so another option would be Barstool, right? So Dave Portnoy, I mean, that's on brand. I mean, if this is the way he wants to kind of continue to take his career.
And what Barstool was kind of founded in Boston area, and he's like a Boston legend.
Boston legend.
Yeah. And
he's a name. There's a lane that he could fit, right?
Yeah. I mean, Dion has his lane in Barstool.
But Dion's on a whole.
I mean, it's not Paul Pierce. Okay. Like, no disrespect, Dion.
I was about to say, I was like, because I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to even reference.
No disrespect, Prime, but he has, what I'm saying is he has a nice lane with Barstool as well.
So, and Barstool to me feels heavier football than it does any other sport as far as like the shows and when they talk. I think they do like college betting and things like that. But like when I just think of the show, or when he does like his pizza reviews, he's always talking really football. And then like his local level, like he's a Patriot fan and, everything Boston sports wise. Right. Mm-hmm. So maybe this is a way to develop that. And then I thought FS1, but I don't think because Fox Sports 1, because it seems like, I don't want to say they take the rejects, but like people that don't want to be under the ESPN conference.
Yeah, the Disney.
The Disney. Mm-hmm. I think that they come over there and they're allowed to like flourish a little bit. But I think that's talent that they go after. So I don't know if that's a home for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shannon Sharp has he was always good because he was on CBS and the kind of pregame shows earlier, pregame football shows. But I mean, he's obviously taking his stardom to another level on FS1. So
right,
maybe Paul. Follows those footsteps.
First take with Paul Pierce.
Nah. I'll stop watching First Take. I love Skip, but I won't watch it no more.
Skip. All right, man. So, well, good. He said he seems to be positive. He's, like you said, texting good morning and hashtagging smile and, big things to come. So all we can hope for is this some big things to come soon. So
you think it's a real smile? You think it's like one of those things where like you smile on, social, everything's good. And then when you turn the phone off, you're like,
I don't think that nigga gonna cry in the car. I think they're gonna cry. Cause like, what are you supposed to do? Right. So I think it's one of those, man, it ain't hurt. And you like you done broke something. But man, it ain't hurt. That shit hurt, man.
Yeah, it hurt him. I'm surprised he got fired, to be honest with you, but
because you don't want to go out like that.
Not like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the other thing maybe goes to depending on the level of person it was, I don't think everybody would have got a one and done. Like he didn't even get a chance to do like that bullshit ass apology. People be getting up on the screen like, hey, this is not the kind of way that I wanted to do it. And, he didn't even get a chance. They're just like, nah, cuz.
Yeah, but we all know that you get chances when you're talented. I mean, I think far worse has happened for other athletes that are on TV.
Yeah.
That have,
absolutely
other chances. So,
well,
we'll see.
We'll see. Hope praying for you, kid.
Yeah.
Hoping big things are coming. Anything else for the people, man?
Nah, I'm good.
He said, nah, I'm good. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed today's show. We did ask a lot of questions, man. So if you have some information on what Girl Collection's like, or if there's some famous
the food menu. I don't need to know. I don't need to know about those.
That's all we talk about. That's why I go. That's why we go, right?
Yeah, I'm retired.
You retired?
Yeah, I don't have a jersey up or anything like that.
No jersey up?
Family man.
Well, you can get a jersey up if you like, because Floyd dropped $35K in a strip club before in Houston. $35K, bro. That's somebody's salary yearly.
I'm like,
you're choked up on it, huh?
Yeah, I'm choking.
So we did ask a couple questions, man. If you got any updates, please send them up to us. Let us know if there's any incidents, and places that you think are opportunities for Mr. Pierce, the truth. Other than that, man, thank you for listening. Please follow us on anywhere you listen to podcasts, and stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.